Dalton, you find yourself waking up confused. Last you remembered, you were getting into your vehicle, but now you struggle a little bit. You move around, you open your eyes, and there seems to be something blindfolding you, and your hands, your arms are kind of pained and a little numb. They seem to be bound behind your back. As you wiggle around a little bit, you recognize the sensation of being strapped into a 5-point harness.
Hello? Is someone there?
You hear pacing. You hear footsteps on concrete.
What's going on?
Shit. What do I do? Shit. What do I do? He's awake.
Hey, hello. Hey, I can hear you. What's going on? What's happening?
Fucking do it. The blindfold comes up. When you can blink the blur out of them, standing in front of you is Mickey. Mickey just pressing a pistol up against his temple, just hitting himself over and over, going, "What the fuck did I do? What the fuck do I do? What did I do? What did I do?" And he just points the pistol at you.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Hold on. This is a bit intense. What can I do for you? What's going on?
Fuck. You know what, old man? You brought this on yourself. This isn't my fault. Yeah, this isn't my fault. No, it's not your fault, Mickey. It's his fault. It's his fault.
Okay. So let's slow down here. Nothing's anybody's fault so far. It's
no. This is definitely your fault.
I definitely didn't strap myself here, but I didn't.
I mean, yes, you did. You strapped yourself there the moment you embarrassed me like that.
Okay. It's just business. It's not really like a personal thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Business. See, I was at home. I had to take the bus because of you. And I was at home and I didn't know what to do. And then, a buddy came over and we did some lines of Trez. And then everything got clear. After the lines of Trez. It was you. Who came into my life. It was you who took my car. It was you who ruined my life.
Oh, okay. Let's slow down a second. I just won the car. It's not that big of a deal. I can
see. That's the thing. You don't even value it. Look at you. It doesn't matter. I just won the car. That car is my life, man. And you. And he presses the gun up against you. And you took my life. And he pushes it back up against himself.
First of all, let's count our blessings. You're still alive. You're living. You got me in this situation. I haven't taken your life. You're doing just fine. Who doesn't love a bus ride once in a while? It's humbling.
Are you joking around? Are you fucking making fun of me?
I'm panicking, Mickey. I don't think clearly with a gun waving around.
Oh, the magical man who's the brilliant driver doesn't handle stress that well, does he? Well then. Back to him, back to you, back to him, back to you.
Clearly the Trez hasn't helped as much as you've thought, and I just think that there's some kind of understanding we can get to that doesn't require me pinned down and you holding a weapon.
No, you see, it helps you. It helps you think clearly. You just everything's slow normally, and then you just do some Trez, then everything gets clear and it gets fast and clear and clear and fast. Yeah.
I don't know if you hear yourself right now, but this does not seem like clarity.
Of course I hear myself. I hear myself on every level. I hear myself in multiple dimensions. See, that's the thing, is you're just a tiny old man who thinks he could go around taking what he wants from whoever he wants. And see, I see things more clearly from up here.
I didn't take whatever I want. I won it off of you fairly. You had the same opportunity to win my car.
No. See, that's the thing. You knew. I never had the opportunity. I never had a chance, did I? I never had a chance. You were just taking advantage of me, weren't you?
I'm gonna say this as clearly as I can. I didn't think about you as a person at all.
Oh.
I just raced you.
Okay. I see. Yeah. No, I know, right? Like, why are we even people? Are we even conscious? Or do we have free will? No. You just did what you do. You just ruined people's lives.
I did what I did, which is race very well. Am I skilled at it? Yes. Are you not as skilled? Yes. But now you have an opportunity to learn from this experience.
Oh,
look at that.
I'm learning plenty. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And he pulls down your blindfold again, and you hear him walk out and a door slam.
Okay, Dalton. Don't piss off the guy with the gun. Don't do this. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm in a pinch.
Camera cuts. We find ourselves with our returning team. Headed back towards the base, I presume?
We're probably like a third left at this point. Patty's a little more chilled. You want me to make a roll for it?
No, you made a roll last time.
Cool. Patty's a little more chill. Problem comes is it wasn't a great roll, so just making her way and starting like, how you feeling, Krill?
You've missed 3 stop signs so far. I'm quite stressed.
Excuse me, I only missed 2. Nope, that's 3. Damn it.
It's actually 4. Anyways, all the same. I am quite, I would want to say, conflicted about our last situation here. That unconscious bloke in the back seat seemingly has risked our lives multiple times now when money was involved by just not speaking up, being willing to let us get shot by the 49s. God forbid we do anything in this city properly, and yet he has been sitting on the means for us to have it done smoothly and easier, with obvious return investment on his investment if things went well, but no. Sitting on that large chunk of money was all he seemed to want to do.
I mean, yeah. Hey, what, you had to do all that work where he could have at least put some of that money up? It would have just solved some of our issues a lot easily. I don't know.
1,000 creds to not have our doors kicked in by the local gang
Yeah.
is kind of chump change for him.
Yeah. And
That was my last 1,000 of,
hey,
liquid credit. Everything else is physical asset that I have to now hawk or chuck or build something to sell. So
yeah.
I was practically penniless after that. Getting Nutra Shakes was hard. And yet, he just sat on it. I am not confident of what will happen when he's awake.
Well, based on what little I know of him, he'll probably get yelled at a lot and then just nope the fuck out. And then he'll probably fuck me at night. So yeah. And
Well, at least you still get what
Patty
you want.
turns. I mean, yeah, but I'm pissed at him too. So this is going to be like a lot of yelling and then a lot of angry sex later, you know?
That is very perplexing. Why would you have coitus whilst angry?
It's the best kind.
Krill's just rubbing one of her sensory tubules, and she's just like, you all confuse me so much.
Okay, you see, like, everybody always talks about it, like, and she turns left as they're starting to make their way to the final section. Everybody always talks about it, like, the whole healthy communication thing, but there is nothing sexier than somebody who wants to fucking kill you. Okay?
I have had many a people threaten my life. Never once have I found it sexual.
Patty's just, like, thinking about all the different jobs she's run in MedTech. She's like, well, I think it's an acquired experience, and they're starting to finally pull into that alley.
Do we have any idea how we're going to get him over there? We don't have a wheelchair.
I can pick him up.
You can lift that man with his metal legs.
Oh, right, the fucking legs. God damn it.
I
And
thought.
she sets him to park. Do you think Troy's at the base?
We can always ask and hope.
Yeah. Send him a message as she's starting to get into park and like back up, pull forward to get into that little parallel parking.
While Patty's doing that, Krill's just using the subconscious messenger. Hey Troy, any chance you're at the base right now and are, hands-free, capable of helping?
Is this audio or is this like a text?
Text.
There's a slight delay. A couple of seconds, in fact. And then you get a reply. I am on my way.
Thank you. Even I could clock that. Troy was doing something. I wonder what. That bot intrigues me.
Alright, hey, Krill, can you just open up that side and check I'm like right on the edge there?
Krill opens the door and looks down. How close are we to the curb?
It's a 6-inch gap.
Give me a roll for it.
There's a chance she just opens the door and hits a wall.
Hey, it's a +4!
Holy shit, Patty knows how to drive for once!
She can parallel!
He just Tokyo drifts into the parallel park.
No.
You missed four stop signs on your way here. And yet you were capable of perfectly parallel parking.
Look, maybe Dalton's just rubbing off on me, okay? Maybe it's just that.
Can't drive, can't read road signs, can't pull into a space directly in. But parallel parking, Patty's got down pat.
She starts like getting out and getting ready to get Jacob out, trying to like scoot him over to the side to make it easier for Troy when he gets here.
And with that, we see Troy. We see a scene of Troy getting up from passerby's table as they were having a bit of a tete-a-tete prior to his request for assistance. And with that, Troy's avatar just blinks out of existence from the net, finding himself back in the corporeal realm.
Troy's a tad bit disappointed. He wanted to spend a little more time in that. And he also he feels good on the net. He feels right on the net. Getting back into the real world, back into the Troy bot, it feels like he's putting on a straitjacket. It's claustrophobic. It's restrictive. It's like he looks through teeny tiny little portholes. But he also knows it. And as he just kind of readjusts himself, he drops the broom that was in his hand and starts walking out. And Patty and Krill just see Troy walking. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Which door do you take?
The front door?
Okay, well, you've got that side garage door that's closer to the alley, and you've got that front door that goes out the courtyard. So I just wanted to check.
Okay. Did they say they were by the garage door?
We were like in the alley. We couldn't pull the car all the way forward.
Okay, then yeah, Troy. That's what I figured. So Troy's walking out the front door. He's not walking out the garage door.
Give me a roll.
Uh-oh. +2.
There is a customer at Shigu's Noodle Shop. You just noticed that he's got a customer, and then you head your way out.
Yeah, that's a little something Troy makes note of. What's the customer look like, real quick?
From the back, feminine appearance, dark, wavy brown hair, some sort of earth tones jacket and pants that look slightly like almost like a jumpsuit of some sort. Seemingly almost official in some weird way.
I don't think Troy understands enough just yet. But yeah, okay, cool. Customer at the Jigu shop. That's something worth noting as he just kind of casually walks on by to go help Patty and Krill. And so they see, as he walks out of the alley walks out of the little area down the alley, they just see Troy's usual form, wearing the waterproof beanie and the honestly getting pretty fucking dirty, cheap prom suit now, as he's walked in and out of the filth rain several times now.
Patty is like trying to adjust him, and she looks up. Hey, Troy, mind giving me a hand here?
Troy walks around and just bends down and picks up, I'm guessing, the other end of Jacob.
Yeah, probably the legs because they're heavier.
So Troy's a little stronger, picks up the legs, puts a leg under each arm.
Yep. Patty has just got like the back elevated as she's holding him up like that. All right. Question: can you hold his whole weight? Because I'm not gonna lie, but both of us holding him is probably not super useful.
How much does Jacob weigh?
If you could pick up Krill, you can pick up Jacob.
That's a fair point. So
Yeah.
then Troy says, yes, I can support Jacob's entire weight.
Cool. Let me get all the docs out, and she gets her backpack and everything and closes it. You good, Krill? You need anything out of the car before I lock it?
I didn't bring my drones with me or anything. I think I am fine.
No issue.
I'm
And-
presuming the umbrella is still in tow.
Yes, I was literally going to say as she steps out.
Cool. All right, and starts walking. So, what have you been up to tonight, Troy?
I've been on a little net diving lesson with the friends from Club 2600.
What'd you figure out?
That I make a useful distraction.
She looks at Krill for a second.
There are
You
many.
might-
There are many ultimate uses for a distraction, but even I cannot correlate what he's trying to refer to.
Yeah.
Did you do something in particular that was very distracting?
Just keep in mind they're walking towards the base at the moment.
I think Troy's checking notes.
Yeah, checking notes. We attempted to net run a fashion design facility.
All right, I wouldn't recommend saying too much of that out loud. Just say you did some cool stuff on the net until we get inside the base, all right?
We did some cool stuff on the net.
Cool. And we need to get you some new clothes too. It's oof.
I've been considering this.
Yeah, it's starting to smell, bud.
Several people on Club 2600 have suggested that I should attempt to conceive of a new style.
I mean, figure out something that's more you, but yeah. And we're probably towards the door at the point she's opening up. Bring him on in.
Give me notice rolls from Krill, Patty, and Troy.
That's a +0. Oof.
0.
See, Krill missing her, like, she's got her eyes, but she doesn't have the, like, backing stuff on it. She doesn't have the hardware right now. Yeah, no, that feels character accurate. Krill doesn't see shit.
Okay, so. Boom. Boom. And boom. Troy. Shigu has just sort of gestured towards you guys.
Uh-oh. Well,
Coming up.
technically speaking, Troy can't... Well, actually, I'm going to say now that Troy's beginning to go beyond his programming. Normally, he's not allowed to acknowledge Jigu's existence because he is under the age of 18, but I think those white bars have disappeared now.
Interesting.
Patty's like standing in the doorway.
He's a
You
danger to
okay,
children.
bud?
It appears our presence is being acknowledged.
It
Bye.
is.
A woman about 5'5", with wavy, bob cut, between just short of shoulder length, brown hair, a golden complexion, and piercing green eyes, with a disarming smile, and the jacket of a spaceship captain.
Ooh.
Begins walking towards you guys. As she approaches, a grin spreads across her face.
Patty's in that moment as she's approaching. Hey, take Jacob inside. Just make sure he's comfortable. She turns. Can I help you?
Yes. That sack of meat you're lugging around would be my little brother Jakey. Black. Dalton, you hear a metal door creak open again, and you hear footsteps coming right at you, and the blindfold comes up again. Okay. So I think I've figured something out. See. You owe me my reputation. Yeah. That's what you owe me. You owe me my reputation. So how are we gonna settle up, old man? Yeah.
I have no idea how to finesse your reputation back into good standing. I don't.
You could lose a race. Yeah. You could lose a race against me. I know you could challenge me again, and I could beat you this time. Yeah. In front of people. It's got to be in front of people. Yeah.
Dalton sits there for a second quietly, seeming to seriously consider the offer. That's not a bad idea, Mickey. Honestly, I had no idea how to make things right with you, but I think...
Are you mocking me, old man? It feels like you're mocking me. Are you mocking me?
No, I genuinely... I think you have a really good idea here. I could use the humbling myself. Thinking about you having to take the bus hurts me a little, you know? I could definitely stand to lose a race against you. And I've got quite a collection of cars myself, so what's it to lose one car to you in a race?
Yeah, see, Mickey, you are a genius. See, it's the others who are wrong. See, you have been right all this time. Yeah. No. You're right. They're wrong. You're right. They're wrong. Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt, Mickey. Do you need to borrow one of my cars for this? Dalton really worried he's stepping past the line.
Do you think I'm a charity case, old man? I don't need your car. I want my car. I don't need one of your cars. I want my car back.
Well, I don't know how long I've been here, and there's a serious chance that it would be tricky to get your car back.
Time. What is time? You've been here for any amount of time. Infinite amount of time. I mean, if you're unconscious, what do you even think? What was the time? You weren't even alive for that time. Now me, I notice every second. I notice every millisecond. Every millisecond that goes by, I notice it. Yeah. So you've been here for no time from your perspective and all of time from my perspective. So,
okay.
So we'll meet in the middle and say you've been here for some time.
Thank you for the clarity, Mickey.
You're welcome. Yeah.
You really, no cap, this has been helpful.
See. Yeah. No. All right. I need to think some more. And he yanks down the blindfold.
Oh, no, come on, Mickey. I don't have to be blindfolded. We're reaching an understanding.
Yeah. You're right. We are. And I understand you need blindfolded.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. And you hear him pacing a little bit. And then he goes off in a different direction than from where he entered. And you hear another door, but it sounds more wooden-ish, and it closes.
I don't know what I'm looking for, but can I roll a notice to try and pick up anything?
Sure.
Okay. +0. Or 0.
So that's a +3 in total. Concrete floor. A creaking metal front door. A whiff. Grease. Oil. Lubricant of some kind.
Okay. Okay, I have an idea. Dalton feels like must be in some garage or warehouse where Mickey stores his cars, or someone lets him store vehicles, something connected to that.
Okay. You hear the door open, and you hear the footsteps come back, but this time they pass by you, and they go out the front door. Camera cuts. How do we find Karen?
Karen was walking back towards the central hub. Not sure if she was interested in walking in there, enjoying the rain, kind of taking her time on a stroll back towards the base. Feeling a little lost.
Okay. The sounds and sights of the city passing by. Unpleasant smells, pleasant smells. The detritus of the city occasionally wafting up, and then spiced meats wafting by. The sounds of vehicles and drones and people and languages. The hum and bustle of a city entering its nighttime phase as the sun is setting off in the distance. The darkness of NSF becoming ever more apparent, the neon glow starting to reflect in the streets. The drizzle, the rain, catching the glint of hollow ads.
City never changes. Definitely always smells like shit. Why do I love it?
As you make your way back to the base, you come around the corner, and there's Jigu's stall, and you hear, "Psst, Miss Karen."
Yes. What's up, Jigu?
Come here, come here. So, I've had a lady camped out here for the past few hours.
Yeah.
She's the
Customer?
I mean, she pays well.
Beautiful.
She's inside your base now, though.
Just to interject, she's not inside the base, we're outside of the base.
Trust me, she's inside the base. She's inside the base now.
I hope that's a good thing.
She's Jacob's older sister.
Shit.
She's a spaceship captain.
Shit. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. But where did she come from? Space?
I mean, yeah, apparently. She's been trying to track Jacob down. I'm sorry, Jakey. She calls him Jakey. Yes. She's been trying to track him down. Apparently they've had some shore leave or something, she said. And she's been trying to track him down for like a day and a half. And she just, she didn't say exactly how she found him, but she said she had to call in a lot of favors.
Damn. Damn. Weird family connection.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Well, thanks for the heads up. Shit.
Hey, you're welcome. She's really nice, though.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
But she has a way of like.
Just me.
Just
Oh
going
my
on.
God.
She has a way of like telling you to do things, and like you want to do them, and you don't feel bad about doing them.
Okay.
She kind of reminds me of you, Miss Karen.
I think, yeah. I think I might like her. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, Miss Karen.
Oh, this is gonna be a good day. Appreciate you, Jigu.
Bye, Miss Karen. Do you head towards the base?
Oh, yeah. Straight on it.
Front door?
Yes.
As you enter the front door, you find the various chairs and tables that you do have in the front area gathered around. And what you find is Jacob's older sister, sort of holding court, as it were. She's gathered everybody around. There's beer bottles. There's food from Jigu's stall. And she's in the middle of telling a story. She looks up. Oh! You must be Miss Karen. And she stands up right and proper. She introduces herself. She says, "Hi, my name is Valen. Valen Fritz. I'm Jakey," and there's Jacob still slumped over. She says, "I'm Jakey's older sister."
My goodness, yes, I am Karen. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, and she sticks her hand out for a handshake.
Karen takes it right away.
She is wearing a set of synthetic earth tones with a white stripe and a high collar. And you can see on the collar the insignia of a spaceship captain. She is fairly well squared away. If I had to describe her using an out-of-universe reference point for anybody looking to visualize Valen, think Rosario Dawson. She says, "So, I was just getting into a story. If you want to grab a beer, we absolutely have some more. And I just, I was telling your friends here a story about when Jakey was a kid, back when I still lived in NSF."
Sounds great. Yes, I'd love a beer.
She looks at Patty and goes, and just sort of motions.
Can I get a please?
"Oh, of course, dear. Please, by all means, you can give her a beer."
Jesus Christ. And she corks off the top and hands it. She leans over. She checks out. She knows about the back scar, the crosspoint scar that only I've seen, and you can only see if you pull both his top and his back off. She's the real deal.
Okay.
I was enjoying hearing that apparently Jacob was not very coordinated with his legs before these upgrades.
Oh,
That was quite entertaining.
he was always a dork. So he comes running into my bedroom. Oh, he had to be, I don't know. He had probably 9, 10 max, right? He comes running into my bedroom, crying, just weeping. And he's like, Faye, I got a girl pregnant. And I mean, you know, look, stranger things have happened. Sure, he was a dork, but I mean, you know, some people are weird like that. And, you know, yeah, he was young, but I mean, some of my friends were getting knocked up pretty young too. So I went into older sister mode, right? You know, you go into just protective mode as an older sister and you're like, okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it, Jakey. Calm down. Snot and tears running down his face. And I'm just like, okay, so where did you meet this girl? Like, let's just start at the beginning. And he just looks up at me and he's like, I met her on the net. I'm like, okay, all right. So like, where have you guys been hanging out? Like, I don't see you like leave the house much. We hang out mostly on the net. Oh, okay. But like, when did you, you know, do it? We did it. We did it the other night. Wait, you did it the other night. At this point, I'm really wondering what's going on here. So I just said, where did you do it? I met her in one of the virtual clubs on the net. And she just sort of deadpan looks at you all and goes, he almost fell for a Hollow Girl scam on the net at age 10. He thought he had knocked up a virtual girl.
Sexual promiscuity at that age is surprising, but somehow not surprising of Jacob.
Also, no, it's not. 10-year-olds are fucking weird.
Do 10-year-olds normally seek out services or mates?
Let's drop this conversation. Back to Jakey.
I thought so.
Oh, Jakey. I got hundreds of stories about little Jakey over there, though I suppose he's not that little anymore, huh?
He's a little shit.
Oh, what did he do this time?
We've nearly been killed a few times because of money and funds. We learned just recently this was pocket change to him.
He got into a firefight with the little angels.
Well, that's
Boy, buddy.
new.
I understand she's very nice, but you don't just fucking tell her everything.
She looks at Patty and goes, it's okay. I understand. You're being protective. I understand that. You're I can feel the sort of big sister energy coming off you towards him. And that's commendable.
Can I roll an empathy check to kind of get a vibe on what she's fucking, I don't know. She's giving me like trying to like butter me up vibes, and Patty is like, I want to like her, but I'm not 100% sure.
You can give me whatever role you want to give me.
All right, I'm going for an empathy to try and get a vibe on her. So that's a 5.
She is as authentic as the day is long.
Yeah, I
And she empathy check her back.
Yeah, Patty's actually kind of speechless in this moment because she is not used to authenticity. She doesn't know how to respond with it. She's like, yeah, this is I know you've been like telling your stories. I'm Patty, this is Troy. You're really fun. Said that? Nope. And she just like, Patty looks at Karen, help me out here. I don't know what's going on.
What's going on is that we figured out where all the brains in the family went.
Oh, we had our own skill sets, he and I. Me, I was the adventurous type, though it seems that's changed since I, Whoever's witnessing this, you want to give me notice rolls, you can.
That's a 0.
0. Oh no, I got -1.
Minus
Sorry.
1.
Is it possible
Oh my
to
god,
use,
a positive for once.
is it possible to use empathy checks in this situation?
Yes, it
instead?
is.
Okay. So if I stick with the same roll, it's a 4 then.
I suppose that's changed since I, left. And as she says left, there is a complicated set of emotions that sort of micro flash across her face. Guilt, sadness, maybe a twinge of deception. Whether she's deceiving herself or you don't know. But she says, I suppose that's changed since I left. But when we were kids, and her mood picks right back up, when we were kids, I was always the one getting in trouble. I was always the one, you know, those sensors that they installed, I don't know, maybe 12, 13 years back, on top of the railways that detect whether people are on top or not at varying points. Yeah, that's me and my crew. We're responsible for that. No, we didn't install them. We're the reason they're up. We train surfed drunkenly almost all the way down to the old LA ruins. We got past the high security sections. We got past the past Red Sea and Blue Sky. We got all the way out before they noticed. How the hell they didn't notice us up there, I don't know. We were drunk as skunks up there and falling down and tumbling around and clinging on for dear life in a few instances. But yeah, that was me and my friends. We there's actually a few safety protocols that this city has because of us.
Yeah, I used to have to pick up some stragglers who would try to follow that. That was fucking you? Every single time someone dies and another one breaks a leg and he's saying, I gotta repeat the legend or some shit.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? You're young, you're dumb, you're drunk, you're bored. Jakey, on the other hand, Jakey was these legs are, a new thing for him. It's an interesting addition since I last saw him. He was always a bit of a homebody, a bit of a dork, socially awkward. He wasn't that athletic either. He wasn't that outgoing. But I will tell you, the money thing, since childhood, he was always that way.
He'd squirrel it away.
He would not spend a cred. Me? Creds are meant to be spent, right? Speaking of that, does anybody need anything? Anybody want more beer? Anybody want more food? She looks at Krill and points at Krill. He goes, Nutrishakes? They're on me.
I will not say no, actually. Appreciate the offer.
All right. 1 second. I'll get you some Nutrishakes coming. I'll head over to Jigu's stall and I'll see what I can rustle up. We'll get some food. We'll get some alcohol. We'll keep this party going. She stands up. She walks out of the room.
Brill immediately looks at them. I really like her. She is interesting and I feel like she could teach me about astrobiology.
Yeah, I'm not used to someone that genuine and nice. I don't know what to do with her.
I am
How
curious about
is-
space travel.
How is Jacob related?
She said that she's.
I know the physical bloodlines. They are such radically different people.
Yes.
And she
Is
just
that
shakes
unusual?
the unconscious. She just
It
shakes the
happens.
unconscious Jacob.
Hey, don't shake him. We don't need to give him more brain damage and have to do this whole thing again.
Krill is still holding his shoulder.
And she looks up at her clock. How far away are we from him, like, waking up, potentially? Because it was, like, 12 hours after the surgery.
You are now coming into the wee hours of the morning. We are in a home stretch that I will not give a determinant number for, but you are much closer to him being awake than asleep.
Okay.
Krill, have you not referred to me as like a little brother on several occasions?
I have found that. So, but
We
that is
are
also
quite
because
radically different.
and yet I find echoes that seem to overlap in positive ways. Though, to be fair, who your family, be it chosen or given, seemingly doesn't require you to be similar. I'm still just surprised that this is the person that was raised by that, at least raised around that genuine human.
Yeah, I mean, my brother is like that, like, really all of that before he got shot, so, you know? Well, he's still
You?
alive. He's a bitch now.
I like her, although I suspect for different reasons than everyone else.
Yeah, and I'm not detecting any bullshit on her.
Well,
Good.
she did say that she left Jacob.
Okay.
You know, losing time, I can tell you. Doesn't feel great.
We need to
Maybe
figure out
she's trying to make up lost time with Jacob.
maybe. I don't know. I've seen a lot of times where people or family come in out of the blue and they're like, oh, they need money, or they're like trying to kidnap her or something. So like, I like her, but you know.
What was the company logo on her jacket?
There was none.
But we do recognize it as a space captain's jacket.
It was a captain's insignia.
And I'm going to guess there's, by now, multiple private companies that are involved in space travel.
Lore rolls from whoever wants to do them.
Krill's definitely. Ooh, that's a 3 total.
+1.
So that's a 3 total as well. Anybody else doing lore rolls or just these two? Okay. There are a multitude of ways to become a spaceship captain. There are corporate freighters, cargo haulers, passenger vessels. There are all sorts. Private industry, corporate industry, individual entrepreneurship, piracy, the lot.
Is there any way we can confirm that she's actually his sister?
I mean, I did like a baseline, like asking her about a weird scar he has on a very particular part of his back, which means she's at least familiar on some level, but you know, can't 100% it.
You know about it. You're not his sister.
True. But I'm just saying is that does narrow down the amount of people.
Has anyone asked her name yet?
Valen. Her name's Valen Fritz.
Oh, shit, my bad.
What we need to do is get Jacob up. But the drugs he's on has got him out for a while.
And unless we want to jab him with adrenaline to force him to wake up sooner.
I mean, I probably have some on hand, but I wouldn't have much.
Are you certain that is a risk worth taking?
Well, Kai, can I pull up what the neurotransmitter he was given after the surgery?
Sure.
Okay. So she's just trying to look through the documents, and whatever she would find is the question comes is what interaction would it probably have with like basic adrenaline?
Highly recommended against.
Yeah. Look, I'm not saying we couldn't do it, but there's a lot of risk that she's saying to this group. There's a lot of risk we would put on him if we do this, and that might undercut everything we achieved with him getting surgery.
Now, but it's still an op. No, I'm kidding. I won't insist that we worsen this, despite my upsetness with him. She puts her hand on his shoulder again, ready to shake. I hope this is his sister, because from what I understand from things called sitcoms, I've been watching a lot of media recently, siblings tend to embarrass each other, and I feel like this is becoming.
Maybe, but there's also sometimes people who may purposely make up shit in order to look like siblings. And from what I could tell, it doesn't look like she's making up shit.
And if she has the moment Jacob's awake, unless she pulls a gun out on all of us, he should be able to quickly tell us if that is his sister or not.
Door slides open. Valen has a case of beer, a bottle of vodka tucked here, and 2 Nutri-Shakes stacked on the case.
Here, I'll get the beer. You get the other shit.
I can't. Take the Nutri-Shakes and the vodka. Take the Nutri-Shakes and the vodka.
2 drones quickly fly by and grab the shakes before anyone even looks for them. Brum, brum.
She sets the case of beer down. She's like, "All right, beer. Who wants beer? Fucking Patty clearly wants the vodka. Anybody else into beers? Karen, you know you want another beer.
I'm still working on my first.
All right. Well, I'll line it up for you." She just puts it in front of you. It's like, "So, y'all talking about me? Come on."
Troy looks over at Patty.
Thanks, Troy. I have a question.
Shoot.
So what made you want to like get back in touch? You've been gone so long. Did you send him messages? Did you try to call him at all? I'm rolling an empathy check to try and like suss it out. It's a 4.
I owe Jacob more. I owe Jacob in more than just one way. And it's time that debt comes due.
Can you elaborate?
She walks towards Patty. She grabs the vodka bottle out of your hand, cracks it open, and just takes a slug off of it. Relids it, hands it back to you, and she pulls the chair back out from the table, spins it around, sits down backwards in the chair. All right. So, Jacob and I are half siblings. We have the same mom. Our mom did the best she could. She did the best anybody could in this shithole. We had a string of dads. He never met mine. And frankly, I don't even remember his. He was in and out so quickly. In and out. He's a good brother, though. He's a good brother. And my mom, our mom, she didn't have very good relationships with men. She didn't have good relationships with any good men that I knew of. She'd bring home one piece of bar trash after another street junkie, after another sleazy wannabe businessman. One after the other, after the other, after the other. One thing became pretty apparent pretty quickly. Once I hit a certain age, our mom wasn't the only one these sleaze bags were interested in. Happened more than once. But Jakey had to be about 12. I was 17. I told him no. And he got pretty handsy. I tried to push him off me, and I guess in the commotion, he got loud, I got loud. And Jakey must have heard. He came busting into that room like he was Superman. He jumped in between him, that piece of shit, and me. And the next thing you knew, that little 12-year-old boy was taking an adult-sized pummeling. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking, if I don't get out of here, I'm going to end up like her. If I don't get out of here, I'm going to end up dead. And so I ran. But first, I took every cred that little boy had saved. I hopped on a train. I got off at the spaceport, and I bought my way onto the first freight hauler off this fucking shithole of a rock. Landed in the Daeun spaceport. It's pretty easy from there. So you be a waitress at one of the food stalls there. Eventually you find your way onto a freighter or two, work the galleys. Maybe you luck out and find your way onto a hauler and combat vessel. Hell, maybe you find your way onto the crew of a pirate ship. Maybe you do some jobs. Drug lord here, warlord there. And if you get really lucky, maybe you're there when a warlord gets got.
You hiring?
Interesting you should mention that. But from there, you know, you get your own crew going, you get your own ship going. You scrape by, you fix her up a bit. Maybe you trade her in along the way. I did this one job. We were out by Uranus, and Nathan, my logistics specialist, he's a fucking walking calculator. He told me, and I've learned to trust him on this one, that we could turn some creds picking up some molecular water formation machines out there. They didn't need them. So we had what cargo hold we could spare, and we threw them on board. We'd been toting these fucking things around for entirely too long. And then the day comes and he's like, hey, Vay, there's a post on the marketplace. I go, for what? Water formation machines. Finally. Right? It's on a Martian outpost. It's going to bring us back in system. So, find out there's some weird cult compound. Some toy K guy needs some water formation machines because, well, Mars. And he happens to be, you know, running a cult compound, doing a little terraforming, probably a little slavery, but, you know, grand scheme, everybody's a shitbag. Cred's a cred. So, we come on by, run into Martian Defense Force, of course. Of course, they want to just do a rando stop, right? They want to check our cargo hold. Well, you know, is what it is, right? It's not the first time, won't be the last. They board us. A couple of Martian guys come on board, and, you know, I bust out the old universal pass and find out pretty quickly that the universal pass isn't always universal. One of them was not as distracted as the other, but that's okay. I got a good crew with me. Nathan, that wiry little bastard, just comes crawling out of the cargo, just sidles on up to the other one, and just starts smooth talking him. When you have a good crew, when you have people to watch your back, that's what I learned out there. So, we turned the machines, made a few creds, spent a few creds on the way back in, and here we are. I burned every favor I have in this stupid fucking smelly town. You don't smell a whole lot out there, actually. Other than your gunner, who hasn't taken a radio shower bath in quite some time. But what are you going to do? He keeps us safe. We put up with him. And I burned those favors to find that little precocious piece of shit over there. Here I am. Word of advice for you, though. If you ever find yourself out by Jupiter, out by Io, there is an amazing diner on the Io spaceport. Their food is the best in the system. I have no idea. Okay, I don't know why I'm lying. I know exactly why their food's delicious. It's a drug front. It's drugs. There's drugs in all of the food. But, you know, it is what it is.
Addie uncorks it, takes a whole swig herself, and then hands it over.
Takes a drink. Puts it back. Slides it to you. As the bottle slides across the table, the camera follows it and just into Patty, and we see the darkness again. Dalton. You hear the door open once more. Okay. I got you. Yeah. All right. So. And he lifts up the blindfold. All right, here's what we're gonna do. You are gonna promise, because we're men, right? We're men, right?
Yep.
You are going to race me this Friday, before the night's races. You are going to challenge me. You're going to challenge me in front of everyone. I'm going to have a car.
Oh, okay.
I don't need your charity.
Yep.
And you will lose. Or this, I think I've already proven that this can happen again.
Absolutely. I have no doubt about that. You've put me thoroughly in my place, Mickey. And honestly, shout out to you. I did not see this coming.
Yes. Remember that. You won't see it coming next time. Next time, there will not be this gentlemanly conversation between us.
Yeah. I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to right the wrongs that I have incurred upon you, Mickey.
Good. And he pulls out a knife with his left hand, still clasping that pistol shakily in the right hand. He reaches down and uses a couple of fingers off the right hand, just to do the emergency release latch on the 5-point harness, so you can now stand up.
You know, it didn't have to be so tight. I'm a little out of shape. You honestly could have left it a little looser.
If I left it looser, you could have moved. And if you could have moved, you could have gotten away. And if you could have gotten away, we wouldn't have achieved this understanding.
Mickey, I'm just messing with you, buddy. We're on good terms now. Things are we've got an understanding. It's all good, buddy.
Good.
Do you want to set up the race and the call? Do you need me to do it? How are we?
No. I thought we just explained this. We explained this, right? You challenged me in front of everybody before Friday night's races.
Okay, just wanted to be absolutely 100% clear. There's There's a lot going through my mind right now, like your gun and your knife.
No, but the knife isn't for you. The gun might be for you, but the knife, no. And he walks around you to behind you and reaches over the seat. And you hear the tape behind your hands cut.
For Dalton's state of mind, Dalton knows he's not in particularly good shape, but the urge to immediately attack Mickey comes up and subsides, just seething in his heart. Oh, Mickey, I'm glad we reached an understanding. Honestly, I didn't think you'd be so level-headed about this, but like you said, we're men, we made a promise. Happy to do this. And, you know, honestly, I'm excited to race you. I'm sure you're much better than last time.
Yeah. This time, I think this time I shouldn't be sober. Yeah.
I was gonna suggest that. You are very clear-headed on Prez. You should absolutely load up.
Yeah. That's what I should do. Yeah. No.
And think about how much faster everything will go. You'll be done in a minute.
And slower, because if I'm going faster, everything will be slower and slower. I can, yeah. Time doesn't matter when I'm high like this. Yeah.
I should get going.
He immediately points the gun at you. Just snap. And then pulls it back. Okay.
Immediately, as soon as he pulls it back and says, okay, Dalton just starts, without turning his back on Mickey, starts heading to the metal door. This the one?
Yep.
That's the one?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been good, Mickey. And without turning away, like, fumbles for the handle, starts to pull it open, slides by, and just I'll see you Friday. Have a good night.
As you slide out, you just hear Mickey in an upbeat voice. Bye, Dalton. The door shuts. And we find ourselves outside. Fresh air, as fresh air can get in NSF. You can smell the sea air. You're not that far from the docks.
Is there a roll to find out if Dalton throws up?
Go for it.
Is that a willpower roll?
0.
You are doing, you are doing a fair job of keeping it down for the moment.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Dalton. Oh my God. Okay. Dalton begins to start walking to get oriented with where he is, and doesn't call for a car right away, just wants to, a little too shaky to put his hands on a wheel at this exact moment, but starts getting away from this. But once he gets a little further, he just turns around to see where he was. What building was this? Garage or what?
You are on a little peninsula, not that far away, across the way from the Farragut Galactic Launch Center. You are on just a little peninsula across the way. So if you look off to your left, you can actually see the launch center over the water.
Okay.
There's a
Okay.
complex of buildings, of rental storage units, and garages that people use for a variety of purposes. Some licit, some illicit. The line in NSF
Naturally.
tends to blur.
Once Dalton tracks where he is, he immediately realizes and looks for his codex.
Mickey did not take it from you. It's in your pocket.
Oh. Okay, thank God. I don't have to get Krill to replace one. I'm gonna call Krill.
Hello? Oh, Dalton. Where have you been?
Oh, it is really good to hear you. Oh my God. Just got into a scrape with some of the racers. Not much to worry about. I'll get into it later. Everything going okay? How are you? How's Jacob?
Jacob is recovering perfectly fine. However, I think you would like to meet the person who is helping in a warming welcome for him.
I'm hoping that I don't know if you're capable of sarcasm, but I'm hoping there's not another person aiming guns at you all.
No, I am not being sarcastic right now. But we are getting some enjoyment, be it a little sadistic at Jacob's expense.
You just hear in
Oh,
the back.
Jakey!
Oh, pardon me. Yes, I am sorry. I am completely using the wrong name, as I have learned recently. His name is Jakey.
I'm a fan of JF, okay? Just call him, like, go full dork on him.
Oh,
You're
okay.
fucking
Who?
him. Of course you want to give him a cool name.
I said dork,
She
not
said-
cool.
She said that loud enough for his sister to hear, too.
Oh no, she took note.
Oh, okay. I guess. I'm gonna head back. You're all at the headquarters right now. I can back there and meet you. Where are you guys at?
Yeah, no, we are back at HQ. Absolutely. Are you safe where you are?
Yes, I'm safe now. I should be. I'll explain more when I get there. I'm kind of disoriented. My head's a little frazzled, but I'm okay now. No worries. I'll be there in a couple minutes. I'm gonna pull a car and come to you guys. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just a little all over the place.
Understood. Well, I hope you collect yourself and find yourself here as soon as possible. If you need to, just keep pinging your location if you are worried at any moment, and if we don't get a ping from you in, say, 20 minutes, we'll assume something went awry.
Actually, yeah, speaking of that, I'm just gonna send you a location. You don't have to look into it now, but we might need to just look up some background on this, and Dalton's gonna send the location for the building he was just in.
It's about 7 blocks away from my apartment.
Oh, not bad. Okay, so yeah, I definitely know the area.
I have the map open right now.
Okay, I'll talk to you later, Krill. I'll be there in a minute. We'll go over it more then, and Dalton's gonna clear the line.
Understood. Ba-doop.
And Dalton summons a car to get heading back. He's gonna summon the updated car that he. Wait, is Patty driving one of Dalton's cars?
Yes.
Was Patty driving? Which
Yes.
one?
I think it was one of the nicer cars.
Oh, the one that can lift Krill?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So Dalton's just gonna summon random old beater just to Nothing too fancy, nothing too fast, nothing that he's worried about slamming into a wall when he blacks out from this experience.
Okay. Your car arrives in due time as we watch as Dalton just walking down the street turns a corner and there is his car.
Dalton sits in the car, leans back, takes a breath. He's back in his safe space. Okay. Okay. I am gonna slam that piece of shit into a wall. Jesus Christ, Mickey. Okay. Starts the engine. It's a classic, so it starts up like an old car and starts pulling it out slowly. It doesn't do his usual spin out. Starts driving on the way. You want to roll?
Yep.
-1. He's shaky.
Well, you was still a +3.
Yeah, I mean, not that shaky.
Yeah. So you start making your way back. As you weave your way, are we doing I presume we're doing surface streets sort of situation.
Yeah.
So
Fastest route. Dalton's just wants to get back.
it's actually fairly quick. You're not that far away from the base, as it were. By the time you get back, you park. You, how do you enter the base? Which direction?
Park outside in the alley and walk in through the front entrance where Jigu's shop is.
Okay. By this point, Jigu's packed up and gone home, being the wee hours of the morning. Coming up on 4 a.m. So you enter the base. You catch the tail end of a story. And all you hear from this strange woman sitting in your base is, and so he blew the fuck up. And everybody just sort of, there's just this laughter that occurs in the room.
Oh.
Hey, Dalton.
Yeah, I hate to interrupt. How's it going, everyone? How we doing here?
No, you need a beer?
This 5'5" commanding presence stands up and looks at you and addresses you directly. There's no denying her beauty, but beyond that beauty is a personality, is an ability that you can easily read, has the focus of this room, and probably every room. Stands up, looks at you and goes, who is this?
Oh, hi, I'm Dalton.
She sticks
Nice
out her
to-
hand and says, I'm Valen.
Dalton doesn't immediately grab for the hand, is very much walked out of one situation and drove into another. Yeah, nice to meet you.
This is Jacob's sister, by the way.
Oh, that's the Jakey thing. Nice to meet you, and grabs Valen's hand.
She shakes your hand, and when she pulls back her hand, she plants a beer firmly in your palm.
Dalton in these twist or pop?
Pop.
Dalton turns to the closest ledge and slams the top off, and as it's foaming, just starts chugging.
Now that is a man after my own heart. And she picks up a beer off the table and starts chugging it with you.
Yeah, Dalton tops the beer. Just the whole thing.
Krill just petting Snips in her lap. She's been explaining some very intriguing stories, from space travel to how Jakey was like growing up.
When Dalton finishes the beer, he immediately drops it, puts out his hand for another beer. Oh, that sounds awesome. I'm never gonna not call him Jakey.
She already has another beer in your hand.
Thank you, Valen. Appreciate it.
You're
Doesn't
excessively
chug.
generous.
But starts drinking to stop the foaming.
She looks at Krill and says, "It may be my fault. He's such a miser."
I mean,
Everything must have balance in nature.
to be fair, you live in this city, you gotta be a little bit.
It is about this time that voices start seeping in. Consciousness beginning to return. Jacob thinks, no, that's, you're clearly still hallucinating from the drugs, because you could swear you hear your sister's voice, a voice you haven't heard in a decade.
Slowly, but surely, just, it's almost like a body is reanimating. He just, shoulders kind of twitch, ringings there in the ears alongside the voices, and just bright light. You know, just that kind of initial breath to get in, and just slowly but surely the blurry vision of the gang comes into view as he starts looking around, and just immediately off to his shoulder, he just notices a hand, and just who the fuck?
Hey.
Hey, Jakey's up.
Hey, look, he's awake, everyone!
Jesus.
As she starts shaking his shoulder.
Hey. Let's not overstimulate his brain. It's a fresh new brain. Let's relax a little bit.
Dalton walks over immediately as Patty's saying that and hands him the half-drank beer. Hey, welcome back, buddy.
No.
You are no fun.
Just for a second, he just a quick, just starts rubbing the knees and the shoulder, and shoulder's still a little fucky. And he just looks over and it's just, who's this?
That's your sister, but let's get you some water first, okay? She
He was
pulls out
pointing
a
towards
bottle
Krill, to be
of
fair.
Krill.
Yeah.
Opens up the water. Take a drink. Get some fluids in you.
You see the mechanical head of Krill tilt sideways. Do you not recall my face, Jacob?
No, I don't. And he just takes a sip. Just
There you go.
sip turns into a gulp, and he's just sigh of relief.
I've got
And then
some
eventually-
granola bars if you're feeling hungry.
Yeah, and just the stupor eventually fades as he makes contact with, eyes eventually find their way to what's it called? They find their way to the centerpiece of the room that's been holding everyone's attention. And just like that, just face immediately changes. Just wave of emotions very visible on his face. Probably the most emotive the entire gang has seen him. Surprise, shock. You know, that usual aloofness is very clearly gone.
She is different. She looks like she just walked out of the house yesterday. You see her with eyes of a 12-year-old brother. But this is a woman standing before you. This is a woman who commands a ship, who has a crew, who's done very underhanded things and very benevolent things. This is a woman with life experience now. And she looks on at you with gentle eyes.
Slowly, and Jacob puts down the water and just stands up, a little stumbly, obviously, after the surgery. And then the reality starts to set in now that he towers over the woman. Eventually, slowly makes his way to her. And he's just at a loss for words, as now height difference is very clear. He's looking down at her now. And anger, sadness, it's all just kind of hitting him. And just as it looks like he may snap, he just awkwardly but pulls her into just a small embrace.
She hugs and she doesn't let go. She's got you around your midsection. And you just hear a choked up, "I missed you, little brother."
It's been a while. It's been too long. And he just, a little choked up himself. Single tear makes his way to his eye. And then eventually
she pulls back, wipes her tears, and you see 2 spots on Jacob's shirt. So, about those creds I owe you.
You had to take all 5,000 of them?
What was a 12-year-old going to do with $5,000 worth of creds?
Look. You know how important capital is. I've told you this.
Well, I have some now.
I kind of figured, with the whole where have you been?
Oh, I've been around. This and that. We, tell you what. Take a few seconds to gather yourself. Maybe apologize to your companions here. Oh yes, Jakey. Your miserly ways caught up to you again. But that's okay. Why don't you guys have a chat? I have a call to make. And how about we take a little class field trip?
Krill is instantly like perking up. It's like field trip. Will we be seeing a shuttle?
She's not a shuttle.
Dalton's on his almost empty third beer, holding a fourth beer. Hey, that sounds like a great time. I could use a field trip. Let's go. Obviously getting a little...
Patty, do you have a spare medical scanner I can borrow? I am incapable of interbody scanning right now, and I would like to make sure... I want to make sure no one here is poisoning themselves beyond capability.
Just give me a second. She hits up the eyes and just kind of gives a quick once-over. First Dalton, and then Karen, and then Patty. Do I need to make a roll using my cybernetic eyes?
Investigate.
for scanning? Well, here we go. -1 on Dalton.
Patty is
this-
drunk.
Yeah, the alcohol is hitting hard right now. It's actually a lot stronger than the usual shit she gets.
And
This is why
Dalton
I
is
was-
fine.
I'm not gonna lie, Krill. This is some good shit.
Yes, this is why I was asking for an external scanner and not your scans. Krill just stands up, and
I got
again, having a
in here.
brief reminder of how much lighter she is, she kind of just happily skitters around the room, checking through bins, looking for anything. Maybe
Yeah.
even checking Patty's bag when she's not looking.
I know. She was looking in, and she pulls out a blood alcohol test and a blood test. Here's something if you need to.
All right. I will take this, but understand that I will be using it, and I will be conscious of what we get into whilst the intoxication seemingly is continuously rising.
Faye steps outside, makes her call. On her way out, just as the last foot crosses the threshold, she says, "I'll be but a minute, darlings."
Your sister's cool.
Jacob just ignores the crew for a second. He just stare. He's just staring at the door, just leaning against one of the counters. Just years flying by in his head. Things that he had to do that made him who he is today. Something tells him that things are going to be catching up to him very soon.
Dalton slides up next to Jacob. Obviously, a little in the wind right now. Dude, your sister's hot.
Yes, she is.
What is with you all and sexual promiscuity coming in at the weirdest times? I do not understand any of this.
Excuse you. This is the perfect time. Okay. Pad.
You are all taking time to poison oneself. How is this productive in coitus?
I would argue it's the only way to get there.
Not true. I did fuck Jacob once and sober. It was the worst experience, but it's possible.
Just,
I know, besides some jungle cats and the few birds, most animals in history that we know of did not need to be intoxicated
Hang
to
on a
enjoy
second.
themselves.
You're lying, okay? The fact is, animals takes all sorts of weird shit and eat all sorts of weird shit and then fuck a lot, okay? You're lying.
No. Hang on a second. Dalton turns to Troy. Troy, you're an expert on this. People drink a lot before fucking, right?
1/16 of my protocols are dedicated to alcohol-based intercourse.
Hey, that's my
Anyways,
guy.
this is not relevant at all. Jacob. Jakey. How you feeling, bud?
It takes him a second, but eventually he just looks back at the crew with a small grin on his face. And he just, says real casual. My head feels like it's about to fucking explode, but I think I'll be fine.
We just fucking fixed your brain. Do we need to get it checked again?
Look, it's gonna take a minute. I'm here.
Would you like a helmet?
No.
Jesus. Okay. So, your sister came back to say I'm sorry after who knows how long she's been gone. And
He just starts counting on his fingers. That we're talking. Holy shit! It's been like 15. 10. 10 exactly. All right.
Okay. So she's been gone a long time, and then she makes the whole fucking trip to get back to you instead of being like another, like a normal related person and just sending like a, hey bro, how you doing? Like one of those voice comm messages.
Look, your guess is as good as mine.
Okay, I'm just saying
I haven't heard a
Nope.
word from her.
nobody does that just to say hi.
Well, mattering on who the person they are trying to say hi to is. Jacob, do you find yourself on any social medias? Is your contact information anywhere out there? And since you were running with the nils, did you keep your identity as quiet as possible?
I kept to myself. I knew who I needed to keep in contact with and how to get to them.
Hey,
The
he was
information is. Go
Jakey
ahead.
was easier to track once he joined up with us. I think that's a bad thing.
Oh, we're here now, Dalton.
I wonder what
Okay.
favor she pulled to get that word, because it means someone has seen him in the last while and gave them the information of where to find him at our base.
I think you're missing the big point here is a human comes back after going ghost on someone for 10 years and meets them in person, buys their entire crew rounds of drinks and food. There's not just I'm having a family reunion going on here.
You believe there's alternative motives?
There's more going on here than just hi bro, how you doing? Sorry for screwing your life.
Your insight may be correct, Patty, but I also find that it does seem that Jacob has made himself quite difficult to find. These may be congruent situations, and since he's been using my codex, there is no way for anyone outside of receiving a call from him to get his contact information.
Do you have
Howard-
anything other than those for your red flags?
I'm not saying they're red flags. I'm saying is there's more going on here. It's not that it's a bad thing. I like her. She's fine. It's just a little more going on here.
Yes, clearly. And?
I'm just saying.
Actually, speaking of just saying, and this might seem like a weird question, how long have I been gone?
Couple hours? Maybe a day?
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I didn't lose a week.
Oh no, we would have written you off by then.
Yeah, that was my assumption.
You good?
Dalton very obviously like in his cups. Yeah, I'm okay. I might have to do a race this coming week. I've had a bit of an interesting day, but you guys have had a fun one too, so I guess we're all winning.
You mean other than the other race you were doing?
Yeah, I'm
-1.
kind of loaded up on races right now. I got a few coming.
So, Patty rolled a total of a 3 for Vibe and Dalton.
Dalton is drunk, but as he's talking about having to do this race, usually when he talks about races, he's very confident, comfortable, and happy. This is like there's like a seething anger inside of him.
Patty doesn't say anything, but she sends a codex message. You want to talk about it later? Question mark.
Dalton messages back. Dalton pulls out his phone, puts it back in his pocket. So I did a race and won a car off a guy, and he kidnapped me over the last 24 hours, I guess.
That is a lot of sudden information. All right. How were you kidnapped?
I don't remember. All I know is I got in my car, blacked out, woke up blindfolded, pinned to a chair, with the gentleman I won the race against tweaking on Trez and waving a gun around.
Patty,
What's
could you maybe use your special eyes and see how he's doing? I mean, besides alcohol.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my eyes are kind of funky right now. Can I get one of those scanners back?
Will just hands her all of her shit back.
Cool. She just takes a slight tick on his finger. It's gonna sting a
Ow.
little bit,
Oh.
and she just does a quick scan on his blood just to see if there's any weird stuff in it.
Every time we interact, Patty, I'm in pain.
It's okay. I'm gonna roll a craft check for the medic shit. -1, so a 2.
Whatever he used to knock him out was fairly short-lived and had a fairly short half-life.
Gotcha. Well, if there was anything in it, it's gone now.
Well, at least then we don't have to worry about it mixing with the alcohol improperly.
Yeah.
Oh, I completely forgot. Yeah, that can happen with drugs and alcohol. My bad.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get distracted too much from Jakey's sister here, but what's this fuck's name?
Mickey, he's a low-grade driver. Actually, if I'm honest, pretty fucking trash at it. But he challenged me to a reputation race so I can make him seem good in the circuit's eyes again. However, that negates my reputation, so I think I'm just gonna slam him into a... That seething anger is now just for everybody to see.
Ah. May
Maybe
I recommend a gun?
Yeah, I was about to say, wouldn't you just want to whack the guy?
I mean, I didn't know what position you were in, Jacob. We could definitely sort that out because I sent Krill the location to his base. I do not know if he was borrowing a spot or if it's like a friend of his. I have no idea what kind of space it is. But that is definitely an option. Although I don't mind challenging him to a race and outright killing him in that way. But yeah, we can go over some options. I just... how do I put this? I don't like the position he put me in, and I want him to suffer for it.
I mean, you could just like hack his car, and then as he's driving, have it like go crazy and just.
Let's be very clear. If I'm going up against him in a race, I am going to do it absolutely no cheating, and I'm going to fucking kill him on the road.
Hattie is like watching that, but she's a little drunk. She's like, okay.
But I mean, if
I
if
say-
Jacob wants to kill him.
Just 2 taps, steal his car.
Oh, I already have his car, but yeah, I think he got another one, so there's options.
We could also construct a plasma-based incendiary device and simply put it on his car for you to detonate whenever you would like.
I mean, I do love a good backup plan.
I'm allowed to build it. I can build it.
You know what, Krill? You can absolutely build whatever you want.
She stands up immediately.
Wait. We got this thing to, and she points at the door. Gotta focus here.
Right. Sorry. Okay, understood. She sits back down, putting
Okay.
Snips back in her lap.
Yeah, and I am new to this situation with Jakey's sister, but I just like I'm still kind of mulling over this thing. So I got that to handle. We can go through some options, but at the same time, yeah, we should address this to some degree as well.
Okay. We'll figure that out later. So, what are we doing? Are we going on this field trip with her?
Y'all got hours to burn?
Bitch, I've burnt over 80 hours on you. I can burn a couple more.
I am
wanna
very
see-
interested in seeing a spaceship.
I
wanna
need like 20 minutes of charging before I leave, but yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah, if I don't have to, if we can go see a vehicle that I don't have to drive, I'm all for it.
You don't want me driving.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
I only crossed 3 stop signs in our last trip home.
4.
3?
Krill walks up to the table, pulls the card out, and plays back 4 stop signs that go by way too fast.
Okay,
But-
that one doesn't
Listen.
count. It was yellow.
Stop signs are not yellow, Patty.
That was yellow.
I will say from reviewing this footage, I like the speed. You definitely have got that down. Also, nice parking.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna
parallel
say,
parking
somehow
for
this is-
days.
This is somehow incredible. Everything else felt like a near-death experience, except for this.
It's not a near-death experience. That's just driving.
I mean,
Pulling the
I've
cable back
rattled
into your finger.
Krill a few times in my car and have never gotten that.
She points to one of her lower optics that still has a chip in it. Yeah, I know. And I still felt safer when you were driving.
Patty pulls on her backpack.
You should see me drive after these few beers. He's rattling
do
like
not
his
want to.
4th beer.
All right.
Please no. This is a bad idea.
Valen steps back in. All right, I got us a ride. We're good to go. Should be here in a little bit. Who's with me?
Dalton
Troy
immediately.
just kind of looks side to side and
"Hey."
raises his hand.
All
Seems
right.
like everyone wants to go.
All right, the whole gang's in. All right, well, then we have time for probably another round before we go. And
Dalton's already slamming the top off the neck.
Oh my god.
Even now, Krill's starting to get a little suspicious about how much she's pushing poison on them.
one thing you do notice that is readily apparent is that this 5'5" nothing little stick of a woman can pound him back.
I think Patty's feeling more drunk than normal because she hasn't been this drunk in a while. So she's not taking it as well as she normally does.
That is incredible how much you were able to put back, whilst, from only my assumption, working in zero-G environments quite often, which would not help your alcohol tolerance, and yet you seemingly are able to deal with more than anyone here.
Oh, if you hang out with asteroid miners, you need to absolutely learn how to hold your liquor. Right? Like, I'm absolutely torn up right now. I'm fucked. But you got to maintain, or else they'll own your ship by the end of the night.
She's right. You know, like, if you got your hand red deep, you know, you usually get your friend just to swig you a bit, and then you just go back in. All right, come on, Jacob. And she wraps her arm around his and starts to, like, pull him up.
And just goes right with her.
And
he does feel left out now that he only has water to drink.
She does speak a little louder than intended. I'm not gonna lie. She's a better drinker than you. You get sometimes drunk, like, on 2 of those pink beers.
Would you like one of my Nutrishakes?
Are those safe for people?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're calories.
They're literally everything you need in a day for your nutrients, for your daily vitamins, for your calorie intake, even about half of your sodium and water intake all in one.
Yeah, sometimes I go on like a liquid cleanse and I just take a shake.
Just hand it over. I haven't ate a fucking thing in like days.
They smell like clay. I don't know what they taste like. I do not have that sensory.
I've got some granola bars over here if you need something solid.
Yeah. And just slowly but surely he just takes that first sip. Not sure what to expect taste-wise.
Come on.
Tastes like cardboard. Bitter cardboard.
If cardboard had been blended in like cream, but the cream had no flavor, just the texture.
Yeah.
All right. The real what's that word that Zoomers use? The meta. The real meta is you take 2 tabs of sinus killing, and then sinuses are gone. You just down them.
He just, a little giggle, and he just goes back to fucking just trying to power through this fucking shake at this point.
Right.
How long before we head out, Vay?
Should be a few minutes before the car gets here. You guys need to do anything?
Right, cool.
Krill's just standing and plugged in. She's holding Sniffs in her arms while the 4 drones are just doing circles in the room.
Dalton leans over to Vay. So, what kind of car you got coming? I'm a bit of a car guy myself.
Jakey, do you have a crew? Is this your driver, Dalton? Are you this crew's driver?
I'm definitely Jakey's driver. He's needed it for a few days at least.
Look at you all grown up with your own crew.
Yeah, we got driver, medic here.
Excuse you, I like to classify myself as a bitch.
You're medic. And fucking... We got negotiator over there, and then 2 of the tech dudes.
Wow.
This is Troy and Krill, by the way.
Krill's something of a fish monster, actually.
She leans.
Thank you.
She leans into Krill and Troy and just goes, I find the techies are always overlooked, but really are the backbone of an outfit.
If his legs gave out on him, he would have no idea what the fuck to do.
See? Without you, they're nothing.
I find Tech Dude to be a surprisingly apt description.
I would at least like technician at the very minimum, but I am an engineer.
Hey, tech shrimp.
She sees the camaraderie
Tech
built
shrimp
there.
is very good.
She
appreciate that.
They recognizes that. She sees that sort of like ball busting camaraderie that's going on there. An alert goes off on her codex. She's like, "Oh, looks like the ride's here."
All right. Well, let's go.
I'll be last out, don't mind me. I'm just taking every last second I can get for a charge before I go.
Dalton
I'll follow
hurries
y'all
up to
out.
check the vehicle.
If anyone is paying attention to Karen at all, she finishes her beer rather quickly. Anyone interested in a notice roll?
I'll hit one before we go. Why not?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, all right.
-2.
He's-
Patty
he's
is
awake.
focused on keeping Jacob up.
Plus
Dalton
2, I
is-
think.
-1. Troy's
Singular
pretty
minded.
focused on the spaceship.
Alright, so Krill's gonna have the insight.
Krill notices as Karen's taking last sips of her beer, a look of mild disgust and longing.
Mm-hmm.
I need to start
Mm-hmm.
rolling more empathy checks than notice checks.
God damn it, the character herself wouldn't know how to dig deeper into that, even if I do. Fuck. Krill, while making sure her cable is still, locked in tight, just kind of squirms up next to Karen. Just kind of leans in. What's your... Alright. What's going on?
Oh, nice to have family.
Well, I do not understand the wish for family. I've never had them. But I also, the closest thing I had to them, weren't very friendly. So I'm sorry that this is disturbing you. It's not a natural place for me to be in. I feel more like an outsider observing inwards. Are you going to be okay? Is this...
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
You look like you're reliving a bad memory.
Reliving lots of things.
Understood. Well, if you whisper to one of my drones that you got some shit that you need to do, I'll try and make a exit for you if you need.
Appreciate it, but again, I'll be fine.
Alright. You know what you need, boss. And Krill gives her some space. Still charging, though. She, just walks to the table and maybe starts doing some pre-programming. Maybe it's running a few schematic designs while she waits for everyone to make their way out.
Dalton, you were darting like a excited child, I believe. You fall. You run ahead. You see that Vey is headed out towards Shigu's stall, out towards the sort of central road complex, rather than the back alleyway that you guys tend to take. So you dart ahead in your childlike excitement. When you bank that corner, you can barely believe your eyes. It's a light aerial transport. This thing is going to fly you to the spaceport.
Oh my god, I can't believe it. Oh my god. Can I drive it?
Vey, walking up, hearing this, puts her arm around you as best she can, and she goes, "Not today, big guy. Not today."
Okay, usually I'm on the ground car kind of guy, wheels and all, but like I have a love for the aerial vehicles. I never got a chance, never really had one, but I've also had quite a few beers, so I totally get it. But at some point, we're gonna have to do a spin in one of these.
If you can get one that you can pilot, I'd recommend it.
They're definitely a little trickier.
Well, luckily, this one doesn't need a pilot, so we're good to go.
Oh, it's a Class S model. Oh my god, I've read so much about these. Oh, this is so cool.
So, while they is indulging Dalton's geeking out, she opens the door for you. They are gull wing doors.
It gets better and better.
Yeah. The inside there are no windows, but when you get inside, you notice that every surface seems to have the texturing of a panel. So, where is everybody else?
Troy was actually following not really too far behind Dalton. He's also getting kind of excited about this. And he's admiring the aerial vehicle almost as much as Dalton is.
There are seats that are lined around, very similar to, say, like a present day limousine. There's sort of the ringing of the seats. Towards what is unnecessarily considered the front of the vehicle, seeing it is almost pill-shaped. It is, dual round ends. Towards the front of it, there is a bar. There's a little mini bar down that way. As you get yourselves situated, who else is following? In what order?
I think Patty and Jake are coming up next.
Yeah, and it would be what's it called? Karen and Krill right after.
Patty is stepping inside, and she's like, "So the perfect seats are going to be to the left side, and just where you can get a little bit of that wind action, because basically the air is going to hit, but it's just kind of going to go rush past you, instead of where the back you're going to feel all that rattling."
What is Karen and Krill up to?
Karen slowly comes in behind Patty and Jacob and takes a seat by themselves.
I would imagine that this probably isn't the first time that Karen's been in one of these, given that she's worked a few people with cash before.
Yes.
Krill?
Krill only now, with maybe Karen seeing, starts to show her hesitation. Something feels off to her. Maybe it's human customs being so generous and having parties this way. It's still alien to her, and from her perspective, all of her friends but Troy, and Karen only a little, are in inebriated states. And she doesn't trust someone who keeps getting them more inebriated. So she's gripping Snips rather tight in her hands as she follows from the rear.
There's a little ramp extends out, so you can easily make your way up into
Her
it.
peg leg makes a audible ching, ching. She walks up in.
As you find your seat, the ramp telescopically retracts, the gull wing doors come down, and the power systems come on. A gentle message comes on. Thank you for using NSF LAV travel. A reminder: please remain in your seats for the duration of the journey. And with that, all of a sudden, the rest of the interior, sans the seats and the floors, becomes transparent. You can see in 360 degrees around you. You can see above, out the sides, everywhere, except down. Customers found that a little disconcerting.
You know, in the earlier
Thank
model, they
goodness
put
for that last one.
in the earlier model, she's like got Jacob right in that perfect seat. She's taken the less perfect seat. She's like, you know, in the earlier models, they took out the whole flooring. They made it the whole flooring view too, especially if you're running medtech, because like you need to be able to see where you're landing and pop in quick.
Oh, I would love to be in a med tech issue one of these. I understand putting the flooring in. People are finicky, but man, oh man, I would love to drive one of these just clear as the sky.
Well, I did drive one once.
Tori's reaching out and touching the panels.
Did
Just
you
kinda
blow 4
curiously.
stop signs in one?
Well, when you're running a medtech thing, there are no stop signs. Everybody else needs to get the fuck out of the way.
Oh, so it's the road's fault.
Yes, unironically. If
To
you're
be
in our
fair-
way, we're gonna blow you up.
To be fair, the original reason they took it out wasn't because people found it disconcerting, but because they don't like to look down.
Krill is just nodding.
You feel the vibration. It begins as a road vehicle. It transits out past the central station, and as soon as this thing has a little bit of clearance, its thrusters just and it's off the road. Very gentle, very seamless. And very quickly you find yourself passing over all of these sort of locales, these spots that you've seen. You see the Bachelor Arms apartments. You see the palatial estates. You see the budget cred suites. You see the cryoscape pods. You see that stupid fucking holographic security force dog in the pass beneath you off the side. And very quickly, the Farragut Galactic Launch Center comes into view. It's a sprawling complex on the peninsula, right? It is absolutely massive with enormous superstructures that open and slide open, and their roofs and their entire buildings coming apart so that ships can be encapsulated and then so they can launch. There's pads for various launches and landings all across this facility, and there's a buzz of activity. There's a parking area, a sort of welcoming center that intercity transport can utilize for those coming and going from the launch center. And very quickly, the LAV finds its route in, automated, smooth as smooth can be, and the touchdown is near imperceptible. The humans probably don't even notice. Those with higher technical ability, maybe just a touch. The voice comes back on.
Go ahead.
Thank you for traveling, NSF. We hope you enjoyed your travels with us, and you'll consider us in the future. And the panels blink off, and the gull wing doors open, and the ramp comes down again.
Patty lets out a breath, but it's like an excited breath. It's like getting to be home again for a moment, and then she lets go of Jacob's hand as she was holding it on the flight.
Jacob kind of gives her a bit of a look. Just wondering. Just asks, just what's on the mind.
I spent a lot of minutes, a lot of hours in this space. Just you miss her a little bit.
Valen heads down the ramp.
Dalton follows behind.
Troy's actually already kind of getting out pretty quickly as well. He's looking at everything. He's taking it all in.
Everything in this area is a scale of industrial size. The buildings are NASA sized, right? They're designed to accommodate the top end of size that can land at this facility. And moderate and small size ships as well. But it is very much an oversized facility. Everything makes you feel small.
I think it's giving Troy just a few feelings of being back on the net, but kind of in real life. With just the buzz of activity, the unusualness of it all, the size and the scale. But still with that feeling of being trapped inside the Troy body. Do we see her spaceship yet?
No. The complex is just that. You've essentially landed in, say, the visitors' parking area. And it's as if one were at an actual sort of dock, right? There's a variety of berthing ports that ships are attached to, in a way. And so there's quite a bit of a walk to where we need to go. And so, who's next out?
At this point, Jacob gives a little pat on the shoulder to Patty, and just follows suit after Troy. And
Valen is waiting for you at the bottom of the ramp. She goes, wait until you see her.
again, Jacob's just mind's racing. He wonders, of course, he's always wondered what he had got up to, what she had gotten up to over the years. So quite the turnaround is today he had a lot of fears put to bed.
Next up,
Yes.
Aaron follows right behind.
Four drones fly out. They're doing a quick perimeter check. Looking like they're just excited, but
you can give me a roll if you want.
yeah, no, I need to.
Yeah.
I'm so I don't know if I'm suspicious or Krill is like really suspicious. That's a +2 on the dice.
Total.
I think it's a notice, so oh, it is +3. I thought it was +2. Okay, so yeah, 5 total.
This is a fairly high security facility you've just flown into. Has nothing to do necessarily with Vey. Has nothing necessarily to do with you. This is the Farragut Galactic Launch Center. Like, there's a lot of creds hanging out in this general area right now. They don't want one of these just flying off because some fucking local gangbanger got an idea in his head to take a joyride.
No, fair. I guess Krill's just more looking to see if there's potentially like a gang of dudes around a corner or anything like that.
It is a fairly wide open space. There are multiple security checkpoints on the entrances on the way in. The ground-based seems to be, manned. And if you are paying attention, there are turrets for anything that tries to come in via air. Unauthorized landing in this facility is treated as a hostile attempt to enter.
Remember, Krill, you're not supposed to blow these ones up.
I am trying to ensure that nothing but what seems to be a friendly family get-together is happening.
I'm giving you shit. You're okay.
Yeah, don't let your drones fly too far away.
No, the moment I saw those turrets, they are not going much higher. They're staying close.
Karen isn't saying much of anything but staring up at all of the tall buildings.
As you make your way, following Valen has sort of slipped her arm into Jacob's and is sort of just physically close to him.
Hattie backs off and gives some distance to him.
Things just seem kind of natural between the two. Just old muscle memory just snaps back into place, and it's almost up as if some years are just kind of flying off of Jacob's demeanor. The further along they go along to the station.
There, you make your way through, and there's just building after building, and eventually you come up to one building, and Valen sort of stops. She turns around, sort of addresses the group. She swipes a pass at a spot on the wall, and doors start to open up behind her while she's looking at you. And she says, I give you the Ximena. What stands out a ways from you is an angular, gray and orange ship. 3 tails. And as you start coming up upon it, she seems to twirl, her arms out. You can see the pride in this woman's face. And she starts to almost become a walking brochure for her girl. She spins around, twirling at it. She says, a Solstice class light hauler and combat vessel. I bought her.
Oh god, it's beautiful.
I bought her brand new. You can see ion thrusters powered by twin compact reactors.
Nice.
As you walking and making your way around this vessel.
The maneuverability must be incredible then.
She is outfitted wonderfully. Reliable, efficient propulsion, but swift acceleration and deceleration. She has rapid transit capabilities between planetary bodies within the solar system. State-of-the-art navigational systems, inertial guidance, celestial guidance software, precise course corrections. She does not get lost.
So when's the wedding date?
Dalton looks at Patty. Shut up.
No. Okay. I'm giving her a compliment. Fuck off.
As you make your way around from the aft section of the ship, making your way around the port side, looking up, you can see twin medium-range plasma cannons for when somebody wants to get a little mouthy out in the middle of nowhere. We also carry small complement of heat-seeking missiles for those that really, really do push us the wrong way.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You can't see them, but they're actually nested, closed. They're nested inside the manifolds right now. But for close encounters, we have a point-to-point laser turret system. That, you know, if you get too close, we'll get friendly. As you make your way around, you see a ramp down from the nose of the ship. She sort of just spins and she goes, our cargo section. And the main entrance, as it were. Totally customizable cargo, modifiable for whatever you need to carry. Works in 0G, automated to boot. So, and a head pops up. What's up, boss? Wiry little redhead crawls out from one of the side cargo areas, because the actual bow has a ramp that drops down, but there's two areas on either side that have areas that don't come down with it. And there's cargo lined there. And Vey looks up, and there he is. Logistics specialist du jour. No one better. Nathan Kane. Come on down. And this wiry little redhead comes down, and he has a pair of eyes on him. Piercing blue, scanning eyes. And you see them almost inquisitively start darting between you all. And he sort of systematically works top to bottom, left to right. And Vey slaps him on the arm. She goes, they're not cargo. Stop itemizing them. Best logistics man in the business. He's got bilateral implants, deep scanning, multispectral analysis, and he maintains a constant connection to the interstellar marketplace price list. If you want to know where to get something, that's your man. Also, he's constantly trying to sell everything that isn't bolted down, and in fact, one time we caught him selling the bolts. So, keep an eye on your parts. Just saying. But he's the best in the business. Touch of OCD too. Seems to improve the outcome of the deals. Nathan leans in and says, those drones could make you a pretty cred on Mars right now if you just want to part with one.
All four of them just come up behind her, and there is a glaring red light flooding over him. I would like you to please refrain from talking about my drones like that.
Look. Just saying you can make a cred or two. It's fine. I get it.
And I can build something that is 100 times more dangerous than them and make a prettier cred off of that.
You get contact details immediately on your HUD.
I will save these, and I expect at least some good work.
Stay in touch. I can move that for you. He backs.
No.
He's like, you need me, boss? He's like, nah, Nate. You're good. Okay. And he doesn't even walk around, around and up the ramp and to the... He just literally just like a kid crawls up that ledge, just mantles it, and is actively disappearing back into that cargo from whence he came. Vey leans in. He didn't mean anything by it. He's got a problem, but he keeps fueling the tanks.
He's a person of my own heart. Pardon, I do not disrespect him in any way, shape, or form. I'm just sensitive about my drones.
We all have our sensitivities. Understood. So you walk up the ramp, it's a cargo bay. You see automated arms, and you see tracks where things move, and you see latching points, and you see a bay full of cargo. There is absolutely crates that have been strapped down, because no run is ever free in any way. You have to pay for fuel in this sector. Even if they were coming home for a trip, something's got to pay for it. She continues excitedly backing up the ramp. When you get to the top, a door slides open. And it's a rec area. It's a crew recreation area. It's not hugely well appointed. It's not oversized, but it's of sufficient size that a crew could spend some downtime, lift some weights, engage in some holovids, that sort of thing. It's just, we have a crew rec area. A lot of the time, honestly, it's dead time. A lot of the time, we're just flying through nothing. And you got to have something to do.
Okay, I have a curious question. I see you've got some top-of-the-line squatting machines right there. I have to ask, how does that work in 0G?
Okay, so if you notice the plating on the outside, we're equipped for high temperature resistance. So we like to go in close to planets and or the sun sometimes and get some extra G's going. And then we do some weight routines.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. That's actually really interesting. So out of all the places you visited then, what was like the best workout you've ever gotten?
I mean, look, the sun's always going to be the sexiest, right? But realistically, Jupiter was great because you've got the moons there. You got a bunch of spaceports you can visit. It's like a shopping destination. You got plenty of R&R, and you can get a good workout in if you want to, get a little close.
I was thinking about like saving up, maybe go to Mars one day just to get that feeling, but like,
oh yeah, no, Mars, you're going to be down on G's. You want a larger, like a gas giant or something like that. Mars, you'll cut your lifts out. Cut them in like, you'll lose like 40% of your lift at Mars.
It was so much cheaper than everybody else. So it's just like,
oh, you can always find a deal. Stop using those booking sites. Trust me, just come on down to a port and ask around.
Yeah, that's fair. My problem is when I go to a port, I tend to get drunk and then I end up getting into a random fight with somebody.
I've known 2 or 3 people who ended up in space that way for free, so, could work out for you one day.
Maybe. I'll have to keep it in
Getting
mind.
back is usually the trick, though.
Usually medtech skills kick in. Once you've gone somewhere, you can usually walk your steps back, so.
Fair enough. As she continues walking, you find your way past the crew quarters. One of them is open, and it's Valen's. She says, crew quarters, they're basic. We have our bunks. We have, our own private shower, which is a luxury. Trust me. I've been on so many freighter haulers that people are disgusting. So it's good to have your own little space. Who wants to give me rolls?
Zero.
Plus 0. Oh, they're all zeros.
-1.
God, -2.
Roll a 4. Oh, sorry. If it's notice, it's 4.
That makes
You got a
sense.
+1 on the dice.
If it's an empathy, it's a 4.
Karen ain't noticing shit.
Okay, so let me start at the top. Troy, 1. Patty, 0. Dalton, 3. Jacob, 0. Krill, 4. So, Dalton and Krill. There's a picture of Jacob from 10 years ago, maybe 11, in a frame in her quarters.
There is this subtlest white flash from Krill's eyes looking at it. And she is saving that.
Dalton just belligerently, "Hey, little Jakey, that's so cute."
This is actually quite apt that Troy got a 0 because he has not. His eyes have not left the details of the ship itself.
Vay gets a little flush. It's not just embarrassing Jakey now, it's embarrassing her too.
This has been a long time goal for you, hasn't it?
You pay your debts.
And often you have to pay debts on your way to paying the biggest debt.
She elbows a pad on the wall and the door slides shut. Let me show you the galley. As you walk down the corridor a ways, it opens up just a bit. There, sitting at a table, is the biggest, burliest, rippedest, bald-headed, tattooed, scarred up from God knows how many gunfights and bar fights looking motherfucker that you have seen in quite some time. Sitting there, eating a bowl of what looks to be Nutraflake cereal.
Is that the ones with added sugar? Oh my god. How expensive was that?
He just looks up and immediately discounts most of you. Looks at Jacob for a second. Ticks over to Valen. And goes, "Boss. This here silent, strong type. This here's Mateo. Mateo Ramirez. Gunner for the Ximena. It's him you want in your corner. He's a difficult mofo to get to trust you. But if he does, he's loyal to a fault. Whether you're having a scrape in the middle of space and you gotta blow up a ship full of pirates that are looking to scrap your ship, or you just happen to be in a drunken bar brawl, Mateo's probably the guy you want to have in your corner." He stands up, puts his dish into a receptacle, separates the utensil out, turns around, looks at the boss, looks back to Jacob, looks back to the boss, and says, "This the extra mouth we gotta feed now?"
Jacob just looks a bit confused and just looks at Valen. He just says, like, wait, what's going on here?
He's big, he's beautiful, but he's not a thinker. Mateo, could you give us the room? Sorry, boss. Look. I didn't just come back to NSF to say hi. I could have done that in any way. But after a decade, the more I thought about it, the more I accomplished, the more I experienced, the more I saw, I couldn't leave you in this shithole anymore. This place sucks the life out of you, Jake. It sucks the life out of you. I knew I had to get my little brother out of here. Once and for all. Fuck this place. Fuck this planet. I don't just owe you 5,000 creds. I owe you my life. I owe you a life. And this, running around doing 2-bit jobs, it's not a life. It's not a life, Jakey. Come with me. We've got room for one more. Make all the creds your heart ever desired. And make them in the way you want to make them. Because out there, you actually can say fuck off. And if somebody doesn't like what you have to say, we got pairs of twin plasma cannons to tell them exactly how you mean it.
A woman after my own heart.
She just points. She gets it.
A hand just runs through his own hair, and he's conflicted. He has his own problems to still solve back home. But money talks, and he has a lot of catching up to do.
Look, I know this is a lot. I know Mateo just sprung it on you. Okay, I was going to spring it on you too. But what do you have here? And she just sort of like remembers the rest of you are in the room. Attempting to diffuse the situation, she just goes, take a minute, think about whatever you need to think about. Dalton, Troy, Krill maybe? Who wants to see the bridge?
Oh, definitely.
I would be very interested, yes.
Patty's
Really?
leaning against the wall now. She's not moving.
Krill's actually kind of looking at Jacob and kind of just like making sure he's not like freaking the fuck out before she considers leaving.
Valen begins making her way down and out the hallway. And there's a set of stairs towards the very end that there's a couple more doors off the sides of. And she starts climbing, and you hear the dut, 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 dut of her feet on the clank of the metal stairs. She goes up with 2 railings on either side, hands well appointed on either side. Troy.
The hallway is suddenly way louder as Krill starts following through, and her metal leg starts making even louder echoes
Clunk,
off it.
clunk, 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 all the way down. Dalton, Troy, Krill, you are greeted with a bridge that has 3 seats, a pilot up front, 2 seats behind to the left and the right, and a panoramic view looking out the angular shaped windows. Above, around, consoles blinking with life all about them. Dalton, Vey goes, "Oh, Alex. Dalton, maybe you would like to meet our pilot." And Alex stands up. She goes, "Dalton, meet Alex Patel." And Alex stands up and continues to stand up and is a 6-foot tall, athletically built drink of water. She looks at you and says, "Oh, what do you drive?"
Well, I don't mean to show off, but I'm a pretty high class driver for the race circuits in NSF. I do pretty good.
Well, tell you what, if we ever get around these parts again, look, racing one of these, zooming around in dogfights in outer space, it doesn't give you the same G's that a good old race car on the ground does. So if you don't mind a passenger, and I hope I'm not too forward inviting myself, but if I ever make my way around here again, you owe me a ride then.
Oh, definitely. And excuse me, I only just considered what it would be like to race in a spaceship. That would be incredible too. Oh my god.
It helps when you can blow them out of your way too.
Dalton suddenly struck by the idea of absolutely demolishing Mickey into dust. Yeah.
She's like, "Do you want to take a seat?"
Yeah, absolutely.
No touching anything.
No, same rules in my vehicle.
Fair enough. She steps out, and you see the seat actually slides back so that the pilot can step in and out easily. As soon as you sit down in that seat, Alex reaches in past you, sort of squeezing in past you, and you see her push a button on the console in front, and boom, that seat pulls forward very quickly. She's like, "So."
Oh, wow.
It's got dual controls. You're working in 3 axes out there, so you need full control of it. Typically, Mateo handles the gunner stuff. Typically, I don't have to blow someone out of the way, but I do have secondary command console controls up here if I ever need to, and everybody else is indisposed. But we've got tri-ion thrusters in the back. We've got twin compact reactors powering all of it. We've got launch thrusters underneath her, and so we're as speedy as a cargo hauler combat vessel usually gets, though I've got some ideas of how to make her faster.
Oh, yeah, that's what I like to hear. I feel like you'll understand this. How much do you feel it when you're in this area?
If we're doing anything near the gravitational force of a planetary body, you actually do feel it. You feel the pull. Now, if we're doing it in properly outer space, beyond the gravitational pull of the interstellar bodies, it's almost effortless. It's like being plugged into the machine directly. It's like it's an extension of yourself and you're just flying.
That sounds incredible. I've been a driver for a long time, but I've been reading up on space flight, the lift vehicle we took here. I'm a huge fan of this stuff. I just, never got my hands on it.
While this nerddom is occurring, what's happening back in the galley?
Patty hasn't moved from the spot. She's getting some space from Jacob as this stuff is processing.
Jacob eventually breaks the silence that is come over the trio that was left behind, and he just says, "I'm gonna go with her."
As you should.
Yeah. Truth be told, I would have eventually found my way here. I was just planning on, like I said before, capital's important. It was either this or PMC. This is where the big bucks are made, so it's where I'm gonna stay.
Don't blame you. Hell of an opportunity.
That I need to, it's my sister.
And I mean, we're only a fuck ups you've known for a couple days, right?
Yeah. Fun couple of days.
Mm.
Family is family.
Yeah. I haven't seen her in so long. And then eventually, Jacob turns to Patty, and we'll look over the shoulder at Karen, a little chewing motion.
Aaron wanders off towards the bridge.
Jacob just eventually looks at the woman. He offers a small smile and just says, "I think this is going to be for goodbye for now."
She doesn't say anything. She's staring at him one moment, and then she grabs the back of his head and brings him for like a really big kiss.
And just without saying a word, hands find their way to their hips, and he's just in it for a moment. And then, go ahead.
Like 2 seconds pass, and then she just kind of pushes them away a little bit.
He takes a second and says, "Look, I'll have my codex. I'll keep in touch. Look
Don't
after this
bullshit-
fucking..."
Don't bullshit me. We know how this goes. Okay, you're gonna be out there exploring the space, exploring the world. Name a star after Troy. Make and she, like, the camera knows that she's got her eyes a little red, but tears aren't coming down past the sunglasses, and she goes, "We all know how this is going to go down, but if you're going to make an impact, I want you to go some random fucking star that nobody's ever heard of. I want you to name a star after Troy." new person, new world.
There's good money in that. I'll keep y'all posted.
Okay. If you get killed out here in the middle of fucking space, I will haunt your ass.
I'll keep that in mind. You take care of these fucking idiots, all right?
They're probably going to take care of me more than I am them.
Either way. And just with that, he gives her a little sock in the shoulder and just starts following towards the bridge as well.
She steps up and then just gives him a quick slap on his ass and then walks off the ship, walks as close towards like the edge where the railing is as possible, and just goes and stares out at the city.
Vey turns around, seeing the gathering crowd that doesn't really fit in this bridge. Starts, the stairs are starting to stack up occupants. And she says, I think it might be time, Alex. And Alex sort of, I'm gonna need that chair back. And she
Oh yeah.
reaches in past you again, taps a button on the console, and the chair slides back.
I appreciate you letting me take a seat, though. It's gonna be hard to get that feeling out of my daydreams, I guess.
I'll see you up there.
Hey, maybe someday soon you and I'll have a race, but don't shoot me out of the sky. We'll have a friendly one.
No promises.
God damn. Dalton gets up and heads to Karen.
Got a hell of a ship here. Got a hell of a crew.
It's
And
getting
you have a
better
hell
by
of
the
a
day.
brother. Treat him nice. I know you want to.
What are you talking about? I'm gonna make him a rich man. But don't worry. I won't stop.
What are we talking about?
We are talking about you finding your way off our ship.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, well, we should get out of here. Dalton's just clueless.
May I make one request?
Of course.
I would love to see those cannons at least charge up.
Mateo! You're gonna get us in trouble with Port Authority. It's okay. It's not the first time. What, boss? Warm up the cannons. Boss, we're in. Just warm them up. Hi, boss. Just look out. Right. Starboard where you are. And look between the nacelles. You'll see very quickly. And there begins a blue, glowing plasma that just is sort of a field around a conical device.
Anyone looking at Krill sees her one flesh leg just kind of quivering as she's looking at this. Thank you. To see something of such grandeur. Amazing. What gas are you using as your main sequencer?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Mateo.
Understood. Not everyone keeps track of those things.
Actually, I think you probably asked Nathan too. He has to supply it. Either way,
Thank you for that.
you're welcome. That's it, Mateo. Cool it down. Hi, boss. So, let me show you off the ship. She walks. She sort of, because you are all in her way, so she needs you to go down the stairs, sort of situation. She pushes you back towards the galley, right? And as she's walking back down the main corridor in the ship, she taps a door on her right and just goes, "That's yours, Jakey."
And just, again, one of the few times the crew has just seen him smile, and he just takes it all in for a second, just life-changing, just overnight, after horrific brain injury, no less.
Vey walks you guys down the gangplank. She leans in. She goes, "Right over there. Before you leave, take the stairs to the left." Goes up to the observation area.
Troy just kind of looks at the group with this kind of an excited suggestion. Just after she mentions, the observation deck.
Jacob eventually steps up to the crew, and before they step off, obviously, and he just says y'all take care. Don't get killed out there, alright?
Don't get killed up there.
Don't get
I'll
shot by
try.
raiders.
I think we got someone for that.
I have no intention of dying.
Alright. I'll take it easy.
Jacob, I think I just clued into your staying here, so here you go. Hands Jacob a set of keys.
What are these?
If you ever land back on Earth and need a ride, just double click that button. You'll get something pretty sweet coming around.
Good looking out. And he just holds out the fist bump for Dalton.
Daps him up.
For sure. And just pocketing the keys. He said, he also just flashes the codex. It's just like, look, I don't know if these will work in space, Crow, but I'll find a way to keep these numbers intact.
I'm sorry, you will have to enter atmosphere at the
Yeah.
very least.
Right. Well,
But you should be able to use your own number to spoof if you get your hands on a long range communicator.
for sure.
At least then we'll know it's you.
Valen just goes, "That'll hook her right up to the ship."
These tech people amaze me.
Yeah, we should start taking them seriously.
He just a little shrug of the shoulders, and he just gives the crew a final smile before he just kind of looks at Vey and just goes, "Well, I guess we should be heading off then, huh?"
Valen starts walking back towards this bridge with Jacob now in tow as the rest of the crew finds their way to the observation area.
Platforms.
As you find your way there, you go up the stairs, and what you quickly realize is that the top of this superstructure is encapsulated. It's domed. You can see. Jacob. See if I can do this speech. Sorry. Might have put some work into this. All right.
Oh no, he's gonna do it twice to us in one episode.
So, you can see the rain-soaked NSF sprawled out beneath the towering skyscrapers. Its neon-lit streets filled with movements. The spaceports, regular takeoffs and landings, and drone traffic whizzing by on the periphery. Awaiting liftoff in the docking port, Jacob, looking out from the panoramic windows of the bridge of the Shemena, can almost see the expressions on the face of his recent companions, standing in the observation area, looking on as the spaceship, an architectural marvel of gleaming metal, angular design, prepares to depart. Rivulets of rain cascade down its sleek surface as it readies itself for the journey beyond the confines of the Earth's atmosphere. As you're standing in the bridge, Vey leans over to you and says, "You should probably strap in. This part can get a bit rough."
Yeah, you mind showing me where that is?
That right there is your seat. It's one of the two seats behind the pilot's seat. As you strap in, Vey spins her seat around and goes, "By the way, before we leave, I just wanted to tell you, you know how you were always good with money and I always spent all the money?
What's up?"
Okay, so we may be in debt up to our eyeballs for this ship. As the Shemena's engines roar to life, a torrent of energy ripples through the ship, causing the air around it to shimmer. Brilliant blue ion thrusters erupt beneath the ship, casting an ethereal glow upon the surrounding raindrops, painting the scene with an otherworldly radiance. The entire area surrounding the dock suddenly smells of ozone as the air is ionized by the thrusters powering up. Slowly, the spacecraft ascends, defying gravity's grip, rising higher and higher into the turbulent skies, leaving Jacob's companions behind. The rain clouds part before it, revealing a sky of brooding charcoal and electric currents that crackle with raw energy. The ship pierces through the dense cover, leaving behind a trail of mist and droplets as if tearing through the fabric of existence itself. Beyond the clouds, an expanse of inky blackness stretches out endlessly. NSF's lights twinkle below, blending with the stars above, creating a mesmerizing tapestry of illumination. A sense of profound awe permeates the air as the vessel breaches the threshold of Earth's atmosphere. The transition marked by a seismic shift, the turbulent winds giving way to the eerie calm of the void. Outer space greets the Shemena and her crew with a ballet of activity. The lights streaking across the obsidian backdrop, forming vibrant trails that intertwine and diverge, a symphony of motion and purpose. Clusters of space stations looming in the distance, their metallic frameworks pulsating with life, dotting the cosmic landscape like shimmering beacons. Their futuristic architectures juxtaposed against the vastness of space. Streams of traffic finding their way into the designated docking ports, vessels of varying sizes and shapes gliding effortlessly through the weightless expanse, guided by beams of light and advanced AI systems. As the Shemena draws close to one of these massive superstructures, you can even see the bustling crowds of interplanetary travelers scurrying about in composite glass tunnels connecting the vast array of structures and ships, the sleek causeways reflecting the iridescence of distant stars. Within this cosmic dance, the departing spaceship finds its place, its engines firing with renewed vigor as it navigates these celestial highways, streaking past colossal cargo haulers, sleek passenger shuttles, and nimble scout vessels. It forges its own path, leaving behind a trail of ionized particles and anticipation. The NSF faded from view, its neon glow reduced to a mere speck, as the ship itself is embraced by the silence of outer space. And with a world of infinite possibilities awaiting its passengers, the Shemena travels into the vast unknown.